In Iceland, they say there's something watching the snow at Christmas. Not an angel, not a saint, a cat. Picture it. Winter so dark the sun barely drags itself above the horizon, farms half buried in snow, and miles of empty white between each warm yellow window. Out there, in the drifts and the black fields, something huge moves just out of sight. They call it Jólakötturinn, the Yule Cat. A creature with fur as black as the space between stars, eyes like twin lanterns, and paws big enough to leave crater-deep prints in the snow. The old stories say it prowls the countryside on Christmas Eve, creeping past houses, stretching its shadow over doors and windowsills. It isn't sniffing for cookies or listening for carols. It's looking for one thing: who got new clothes for Yule, and who didn't. Long ago, families spent the year spinning wool and weaving cloth. Workers who finished their tasks in time were rewarded with new garments, socks, scarves, mittens, anything to prove they had done their part. Those who didn't finish, the legend whispers that the Yule Cat stalked them first. If you couldn't hold up a piece of new clothing on Christmas Eve, you weren't just embarrassed. You were prey. Parents turn that story into motivation. Work hard, help with the chores, don't be lazy, or the Yule Cat will come. Underneath the cozy image of sweaters and winter gifts was a quiet kind of fear. If you're poor, if you fall behind, if you can't afford something new, something with teeth might notice. Over time, the tale softened. Songs turned the Yule Cat into a strange, almost playful monster who might only eat your Christmas dinner or scare you into better behavior next year. Artists drew him as a giant, fluffy shadow towering over tiny houses, eyes glowing, tail curling like smoke above the rooftops. But even in the cute versions, he's still out there in the dark, checking who gets to feel safe and who doesn't. Because that's the heart of the legend. A winter so harsh that survival itself becomes a test, and a creature that walks through the snow to enforce who deserves to make it to the spring. So imagine it's Christmas Eve. The wind is howling. You're walking home across the snow in clothes that are a little too thin, a little too worn, and you realize you never did get anything new this year. The lights of your house are just ahead when you hear it behind you. Heavy, careful steps, and a low, rumbling purr that feels like it's coming from the ground. Do you run for the door and hope the Yule Cat loses interest, or stop and turn around to see how big the eyes in the dark really are?